Let's get into the latest once again on the Mike McCarthy saga. Everything we know at this time, as the Cowboys and McCarthy still don't have a deal done. McCarthy's contract is actually technically up as head coach, but there is an exclusive negotiating window, not just with McCarthy, but every single one of his assistants, that also ends on Tuesday, which is the deadlines make deals timeline to make a decision, or else McCarthy, starting Wednesday, can go interview with teams like the Chicago Bears, who requested one. Now, we are getting closer to 206,500 subscribers. Hit that sub button if you haven't already done so. Join us for more free Cowboys videos to keep you updated all, in theory, days long until the Cowboys make a decision on McCarthy, and then the rest of the coaching staff and more. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. Now let's recap the key dates here. Sunday, January 5th, Cowboys season ends. Jerry Jones said going in, the hay's in the barn. We know what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. Apparently not. Monday, January 6th, the Bears requested an interview for Mike McCarthy as the head coach of Chicago. Cowboys waited over 24 hours. Tuesday, they then denied said request for McCarthy. Bit of a long delay between notable updates. Friday, sides remain open per NFL Network, but there have been no contract talks yet. Now, Saturday, Adam Schefter, ESPN, says there are still no contract talks between McCarthy and the Cowboys, and they continue to wait and wait. And then tomorrow, McCarthy becomes a free agent. Now, ESPN's Todd Archer, in a piece this morning, which I don't think he tweeted out, so not many people saw it, frankly, has more details on where we sit. Archer writing this: McCarthy spoke with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones at least 3 times last week. The initial ones were about what happened in 2024, going through their normal end-of-season protocol, i.e. the Jason Garrett stuff. The other days were about the future and what could change in terms of the Cowboys' approach to roster building, McCarthy's approach to the offense, and McCarthy's approach to his coaching staff. Since there has been no fallout since then, the safe assumption is both sides see a track to move forward for 2025 and beyond with a new contract. It is a safe assumption. It's wild. It has to be an assumption, period, because here we are, still waiting. One NFL team, Patriots, have already hired a new head coach. The Cowboys are just kind of letting things play out and letting deadlines make deals somehow again. So once again, and what I suspect will not be the last time we ask this question, will the Cowboys get a deal done with Mike McCarthy? Why for yes and for no? Let me know in the comments of today's show. Now, continuing along here with the reporting from ESPN's Todd Archer, it certainly sounds like the contract and what that looks like is the crux of the problem as we sit right now between Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy. Now, Archer had what was new information that McCarthy made $8 million per year on his last contract. Now, that is different than the alleged $5 million number that had been reported previously. I trust Todd Archer a lot more, so I do fully buy that McCarthy was making $8 million. That's less than half of what other top-paid head coaches are making. It's still near the bottom of the head coaching list, but not as far down. It's up a couple spots. Still less than most teams pay their head coaches. Now, this also is worth mentioning that Jerry's made comments about getting coaches on the incentive plan. Here's what Jerry said. This was post-game, so top of his mind. Most fans want everybody to be on the incentive plan. Everyone wants to be on the incentive plan, so the more you can have the incentive plan, to me, the better. You've got the way sports is aligned with the goal of having accomplishment. You align that with the financial end of it. For instance, I might say, look, I'm going to pay you this much, but then I'll pay you not anymore. And if you want twice that, and I know you want twice that, but if you get to the playoffs or you win a Super Bowl, I'll give you 5 times that. I want to make one thing very clear. Jerry Jones trying to pass the buck of the blame here, or the credit, to the fans is disgusting. There is no salary cap on coaches. Now, some fans might want that for the players. It doesn't impact the coaching staff at all, or the ownership at all, or the money you can spend at all. Jerry's made comments before, too. He doesn't like having big staffs. He doesn't think that's necessary for whatever reason. This is Jerry Jones not wanting to pay and spend money. There is no salary cap on coaches. There's none. There is zero impact on what you pay your head coach with what roster you can build. And if you feel the need to, I don't want to pay guys or they need extra incentives, boy, I wonder if you have the right guy in place in the first place. Today's Cowboys Report is made possible by Fume. We all have bad habits, and we know how hard it can be to kick those bad habits. That's where Fume comes in. It's not about quitting. It's about finding a better alternative. Fume has created an innovative flavored air device that's perfect for those moments when you want to break away from bad habits and still have something enjoyable to reach for. Their award-winning flavored air device draws flavor to your mouth, not your lungs. It's free from nicotine or vapor, and it's safe to use anywhere. It's an awesome fidget tool with magnets and clicks that help calms anxiety. Fume is not a vape, and it can be used as an alternative to vaping or quitting vaping. If vapor was a soda, Fume is kind of more of an herbal tea. Stopping a bad habit by going cold turkey is hard. It's hard on your brain. Fume works by replacing your hand-to-mouth fixation, calming nervous tension through fidgeting, distracting you from your bad habit with delicious flavor. Fume has already helped over 300,000 people build better habits. Try Fume today, and if you order the Journey Pack now using code CHATSPORTS, you'll get a free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to level up your experience. So go to tryfume.com/chatsports or simply scan the QR code on screen. Let's go back to the incentive stuff here. If Jerry Jones, and this was implied, not so much outright stated, but how the article read to me, and I think to you guys too. If Jerry Jones is trying to push for an incentive-based contract for an NFL head coach of Mike McCarthy's caliber, I think that's going to be a very real problem. No other head coach really has that type of deal. It's always, you get a big old base salary. Sean Payton makes $18 million per year, and the blind resume test for McCarthy is pretty much identical as to that of Sean Payton. Then you get the incentives tacked on too. Like, we'll give you this, you win, boom, extra millions of dollars. I am not afraid to state this, but this reeks of the Jones boys being cheap. This reeks of them not wanting to spend money. And I do want to mention this part too. The years, the length of a contract, and the money what you get per year are all connected, especially because coaching contracts are fully guaranteed. So you get extra money the longer that deal goes. And I could absolutely, as so many have speculated, see Dallas wanting a shorter contract. I don't think that would surprise anybody. And I could also see and would expect McCarthy to not want that. And I don't blame McCarthy for that either. What do you mean you want to do a 1 or 2 year deal? I don't think that makes sense for McCarthy at all. And frankly, I don't think it makes sense for the Cowboys either. Do you want to build a better staff? We've been speculation of, you need a new OC. People want a new O-line coach. I agree with all that. Think you're going to get a good one with a limited, job security? If you want to build a great staff, if you want to build the best staff possible, you have to create an environment that isn't full of people on the hot seat, because the best candidates don't want to hop in to that type of environment. So predictions here, as I'll be honest, I really thought this deal was going to get done during one of those NFC's playoff games. That did not end up happening. Now clock's ticking again. Does the McCarthy saga get done by the deadline? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. The clock is ticking for Jerry Jones, the Cowboys, and Mike McCarthy to figure out what they want to do. The deadline before he's a free agent is Tuesday. Dragging this out and making deadlines make deals, again, the mantra for this organization, doesn't benefit anybody. If Mike McCarthy is your guy, pay him whatever. Who cares? There's no salary cap on coaches. Get it done. Build a good staff. Let's go. If he's not, then I don't know what you're waiting for. Move on. Try something else. Take a risk on something sometime. You can't haggle and try to middle ground your way through a head coaching thing. You're the Dallas Cowboys. You should know what you want. You should know if he's your guy. It's been 5 years. It is well past time to wrap this up. It shouldn't have made it to the end of this season. It shouldn't have made it to through Sunday. It shouldn't have taken a week. It is time for the Cowboys to make their decision. A big thank you to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Scan the QR code and use code CHATSPORTS to get your free Fume topper when you order your Journey Pack today.